You are the most important relationship. Before you swipe, text, or worry about being too much, start with you. Grow Therapy helps you build self-worth, set boundaries, and show up as your full self. Whether it's your first time in therapy or your 50th, Grow makes it easier to find a therapist who fits you, not the other way around. They connect you with thousands of independent licensed therapists across the U.S., offering both virtual and in-person sessions, nights and weekends. You can search by what matters, like insurance, specialty, identity, or availability, and get started in as little as 2 days. And if something comes up, you can cancel up to 24 hours in advance at no cost. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments. You just pay per session. Grow helps you find therapy on your time. Whatever challenges you're facing, Grow Therapy is here to help. Grow accepts over 100 insurance plans, including Medicaid in some states. Sessions average about $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/booknow to get started. That's growtherapy.com/booknow. growtherapy.com/booknow. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
Hi, Mark. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me.
I'm doing good. It's a pleasure. So we got to kind of screen the movie. What kind of drew you to this story and made you want to direct this?
Well, the thing that really attracted me to it was, it wasn't just a straight horror movie.
Yeah.
That there's anything wrong with that. I love all those movies and all the, different ways you can do horror, but this one had adventure in it, right? And I really love that aspect. It makes it very different. It makes it much more, and it was just very entertaining, and it reminded me of like a 1980s kind of movie, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it did. It kind of had that like Goonies vibe, but a little darker. It's fun.
Yeah, no, a lot of people were saying it's like, an R-rated Goonies, which
yeah,
it's not a bad thing, right?
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty great comparison. The film's based on creepers. What elements of the book were kind of the most important to you when adapting it for film?
We took a lot of liberties, and we have ultimately changed the title because it's really not a full accurate representation of the book. But I would say the biggest thing was the Paragon Hotel, right? The Paragon Hotel just had such a unique character in the book, and that was something we were really looking, where could we find this hotel, which is an equal character to, all the human characters in the movie. And my producer sent me, we were looking at places, in all kinds of places, and a lot of the places were really abandoned and really run down and not safe to shoot in. And a producer who had shot in Bulgaria quite a bit sent us this building that was, I guess, built in the communist era for I don't know what purpose exactly, but it just had such a unique feel, and it felt like a character. And I think people will really feel that in the movie. I mean, they won't, the movie's technically shot, supposed to take place in New York and New Jersey, but that it just feels like a place you would want to go urban exploring in and have fun in.
Definitely. It did. The hotel itself kind of felt like its own character in the movie. It had just such an atmosphere that just made it feel like this is a character, the hotel itself. And then you have your actors. It was an incredible space to do that. Were there any other horror filmmakers or specific films that kind of inspired you to your approach for Do Not Enter?
God, I mean, I'm such a fan of not only horror, but just movies. I mean, a million movies. I mean, everything, I guess from Don't Breathe, The Descent. I would even say the Indiana Jones movies. But I really love this movie. I guess it's I don't know how many people know about it. It's called The Descent, but it was it showed these girls, these women out on a trip, and they go spelunking, I guess you'd call it. They go into these caves and then there's something else down there, and I just love that movie. But again, it mixed horror with adventure. It was very unique. I really enjoyed it.
I love that. What's the design process for bringing those like eerie creature presence to life?
Well, number one, you need the right actor to do it. And I was Googling around at the time and I came across Javier Botet, and he's just such a unique physical, you know, presence. Nobody looks like this man, and he's actually a really sweet man, and he's just has such a, and in the movie there's the human side to him, and then there's the creature side to him, and building that was something Javier was really into with me. So we both had a lot of fun doing that, and I think that comes through.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's such a fun, like, I don't know how to describe it without giving spoilers. And I don't want to do that. I want everyone to go see the film. This is your directorial debut, correct?
Yeah.
That's incredible. What an incredible movie for that to happen with. You did music videos previously.
Yes. Yes.
Did that help kind of inspire the way you shot this film?
Sure. I mean, I've been doing, I've shot so many music videos, in so many different ways and different genres and different things. I mean, I've worked with everybody from Katy Perry to the Red Hot Chili Peppers to Slipknot to Jay-Z. I mean, Beyonce, you name it. And my DP, Jan Thomas, who had worked with me, not on all of my videos, but a good portion of them, and some of them which I feel are very cinematic, you might say.
Yeah.
He really worked with me. He's a close confidant, a close friend, and we really work closely on creating the look for the movie.
That's awesome. I'm always curious when you go from kind of the short storytelling that is music videos to like feature film, what the biggest difference and adjustment is for you.
Well, truthfully, there wasn't really much. I mean, shooting is shooting to me. The biggest thing was just the length of time you have to commit to a project, because with a music video, you could shoot in 1 day, 2 days, and just, be done with it.
Yeah.
This was a years long thing. And there's a lot more people involved, but just having the patience, I guess it's like, like running a marathon and just keeping like a nice steady pace,
Yeah.
that, as opposed to a sprint. So, definitely a challenging thing, but I got used to it.
Yeah. So after completing Do Not Enter, what did you kind of learn about yourself as a filmmaker now?
Wow. Well, I definitely love movies, and I know with AI and the way, financial incentives and everything, I know the movie genre is, I know it's probably the worst time ever to go into movies, but I love movies. I love movies over even like TV and series. You know, Years back, I shot for a TV series, and I always feel like in a TV series they can kind of condense it into a movie. They can condense it to 2 hours, and I just love the form. I love the art form of it, and I've always loved it. I went to NYU Film School, and I just haven't gotten around to it, but I'm fully invested now, and I'm going into production on a new movie which I wrote, which I'm very excited about, which is a straight horror movie. It's very like a
Nice.
hard R kind of horror movie. I'm really excited about that. So yeah, I just would love to keep doing it and keep the genre alive, and have fun and put cool things out there, because it's there's still a lot of cool things out there if you look.
Yeah. Yeah, there's still so many stories to be told. So hopefully you get the chance to tell those.
Yeah.
Um, as someone who loves urban exploration and paranormal investigating, this movie kind of brought both of those worlds together in a way.
Oh,
Um, but also kind of brings up all the biggest fears you have when doing both.
yeah.
Um, is that kind of the is that the experience you wanted people to have? That kind of like, oh, this could be real, because it doesn't just include like your spooky side of things. There's also rivals, and so it combines everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's when I was a kid, I remember I was a teenager, and me and like three friends took a flashlight and went into this really dark, like abandoned parking lot. And it was so dark, there was no light. So it was like without the flashlight, it was the darkest thing I've ever been in. And it scared the living shit out of me. So again, that was definitely one of the things with this script that attracted me. Um, I remember when I was at NYU, I remember coming across these like urban explorer, like it was like and I know there's millions of groups now that do it, but they were going into all these cool places. Like there was this abandoned Second Avenue subway that never got built. And I just thought it was so cool. Like all these places underground in New York City. So yeah, I mean, it's a fun thing. And when you look up like places people have urban explored around the world, there's like an abandoned like ghost ship off the coast of Africa. There's just so many cool things, you know? So yeah, that the Paragon was hopefully one of those.
Definitely. Well, I have enough time for one more question. So I would like to ask, when audiences walk into the theater to watch Do Not Enter, what kind of experience do you hope they leave with?
I just hope they're really entertained. I hope they're really entertained. Yes, scared and it's definitely an eerie film, but I just hope at the end of it they're just really entertained. There's a lot of bad stuff in the world, and it's fun to kind of turn off your brain for an hour and a half or 2 hours and have a really fun experience.
Absolutely. Well, Mark, thank you so much, and everybody, please go see Do Not Enter in theaters. It's one you don't want to miss.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tired of your car insurance rate going up, even with a clean driving record? You're not alone. That's why there's Jerry, your proactive insurance assistant. Jerry compares rates side by side from over 50 top insurers and helps you switch with ease. Jerry even tracks market rates and alerts you when it's best to shop. No spam calls, no hidden fees. Drivers who save with Jerry could save over $1,300 a year. Switch with confidence. Download the Jerry app or visit jerry.ai/Libsyn today. That's JERRY.ai/LIBSYN.